If you've been in business for more than a couple years, there's a good chance your next job is already sitting in your CRM. So give me a few minutes and I'll explain why most remodeling companies ignore one of the easiest sources of new projects, the leads they already have. Because you see, there's something that we call the database revival method. Most remodeling companies have years of leads sitting in their system. Old estimates, old inquiries, people who said, not right now. And the crazy thing is, those leads already know who you are. You already spent time and money generating them. So the database revival method is simply reaching back out to those homeowners in a thoughtful way. And sometimes it's sharing a project you recently completed. Sometimes it's letting them know your schedule is opening up again. Sometimes it's just checking in a smart way. And you'd be surprised how often the response is something like, you know what, actually, we've been thinking about that project again. And suddenly, an opportunity that you thought was gone turns into a new job. Now, if you're new here, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Johnny with Thrive Today Media, and we help remodeling companies install systems that keep opportunities moving instead of letting them disappear. And in every video that I share, I give you one strategy that contractors can use to run more predictable contracting businesses right now. Now, here's the problem though. Most contractors, they focus all their attention on getting new leads. Meanwhile, their database is full of people who already showed interest. So they keep spending money on ads or buying new leads while ignoring the warm opportunities that they already have. But warm leads almost always close faster than cold leads because trust is already there. They just needed some more time. So how do you actually turn those old leads back into real opportunities? Well, it's simpler than most contractors think. First steps first is you want to organize your leads so you know what you're actually sitting on. Most CRMs become a graveyard of names, people who filled out forms, asked for estimates, had conversations, and then everything just sits there. But not every old lead is the same. Some were serious, but the timing was wrong. Some needed to save money first. Some paused because of life events or scheduling. So if you quickly sort your past inquiries into simple categories like previous estimates, not right now conversations, projects that stalled, leads that never scheduled, you suddenly have a much clearer picture of where the real opportunities are. You're not just looking at a pile of contacts anymore, you're looking at unfinished conversations. Now, secondly, you want to reach back out with something that actually matters to the homeowner. A lot of contractors, they send generic messages like, hey, just checking in. And that usually doesn't restart anything. Instead, give them a reason to pay attention. For example, share a recent project that's similar to the one that the homeowner asked about. Let them know that your schedule is opening up for an upcoming season. Or send a quick update about something, that's changed, like timelines, availability, or materials. Because when the message actually feels connected to the original project, it doesn't feel random. It feels like a continuation of the conversation that you already started. And that's when people respond. Now, thirdly, make it easy for them to take the next step. Not everyone who responds is ready to sign a contract immediately, right? But many are ready to talk again. So instead of pushing for a full estimate right away, simply, reopen the door. Ask if their plans have changed. Ask if they'd like to revisit the project or offer to update the estimate based on their current goals. A lot of times homeowners just needed more time to think, save, or plan. And when you're the contractor who follows up months later, you're often the first person that they think of when they're finally ready to pull the trigger, because timing changes. A homeowner who wasn't ready 6 months ago might be ready today. And when you're the contractor who follows up, you're often the one who gets the job. That being said though, if you want to see how contractors revive old leads, old opportunities consistently, I've actually mapped out the whole system that we use to re-engage past leads step by step. It shows you how to turn forgotten inquiries into new booked estimates and appointments, again, in new jobs. Just shoot me a message or drop a line below. See you guys in the next video.